Kristen. Friends, it's Kristen here. For 65 years, I've walked this earth. I've seen a lot of things that can be explained and a few that challenged everything I thought I knew. Tonight, I want to share a story with you. It's a story that has shaken me to my very core. If you find value in these tales from the void, please help this channel grow by subscribing to Void Whisper Stories. It truly makes a difference. It began as a simple, if inconvenient night. It was around 10:30, and I was headed to the store. My car, an old friend with its own moods, decided to overheat. Now I live in a deeply rural area where the night swallows the light and the silence is a presence all its own. I pulled over, let the engine cool, and managed a few more miles before the gauge spiked again. By now, the witching hour was upon us, past midnight. I was about 1.5 miles from my house. The night was clear, just a touch of chill in the air, so I made a decision. I'd walk. The road home is a rough, mountainous dirt track, but I knew it like the back of my hand. I wasn't worried. I made my way down the 2-lane highway and then turned onto my dirt road. I was moving at a good clip. There was enough moonlight to see by, painting the world in shades of silver and shadow. I didn't need a flashlight, and then I saw a movement, a shape detaching itself from the deep gloom of a neighbor's driveway. I heard the faint, almost imperceptible crunch of footsteps on gravel to my left. My first very human instinct was one of dread. I thought, that's it. One of the neighbors has seen me skulking about in the dead of night. They think I'm a thief, a prowler. My body tensed, expecting the blinding beam of a flashlight, or worse, the cold glint of a shotgun barrel. I braced for the harsh questions. But in the next heart-stopping moment, I realized the truth, and my blood ran cold. It was a man walking towards me, except I could see through him. It was surreal. At first, it was like that creature from the Predator film, a shimmering distortion taking on the texture of the trees behind him. But as he drew closer, the form solidified. Or rather, it failed to fully solidify. He was a little broader in build, about my height, wearing what looked like a plaid lumberjack shirt and denim pants. His hair was long, reminiscent of someone like Theo Vaughn, but he was translucent, a phantom. He walked out of the driveway and fell into step beside me, about 30 feet to my left, paralleling my path along an old split-rail wooden fence. For 150 feet, this spectral entity walked with me. The air grew heavy, charged with an energy I cannot describe. And then, as I reached the end of the fence line, he stopped. He lifted an arm, rested it on the top rail, and just stared. His gaze was fixed on me. I didn't utter a single word. I couldn't. Every hair on my body was standing rigid, a primal alarm screaming in my nerves. I saw him. Friends, I saw a man. But I also saw the trees and the darkness through him. It was precisely like that moment in Star Trek, when their mid-transporter beam, a form that was maybe 40% solid, a faint, ethereal blueprint of a person. For a solid minute, maybe two, from a distance of just 30 feet, this being had deliberately come to meet me. He had walked with me, studying me, and the look on his face, it wasn't anger or malice. It was a profound, bottomless sadness, a look of someone who desperately wanted to speak, to unburden his soul, but had lost the voice to do so. I forced my legs to keep moving. I was terrified to look back. The only words in my mind, a frantic, silent mantra, were, what in God's name was that? Did that truly just happen? I wasn't consumed by fear, not in the panic sense. It was a deeper, more unsettling feeling, a total and utter disbelief at what my own eyes had witnessed. The further I walked, the heavier the reality of it settled upon me, creeping under my skin and into my soul. The next morning over coffee, I told my father. I said to him, Dad, my entire life, I've been open to the idea of aliens, of UFOs, but ghosts? I never gave them a second thought. I thought it was all pure nonsense. He looked at me with that skeptical, fatherly gaze. But then he asked me the crucial question, where exactly did this happen? And suddenly, like a thunderclap in a silent room, it hit me, I remembered. A year ago, before I moved back in, He'd told me in passing about a neighbor we barely knew. A man who had lived down that very driveway, the one with the split-rail fence. A man who had taken his own life. Pause for effect. To this day, recounting this story, I feel a visceral chill. My nerves feel electrified, and my eyes well up with the sheer, overwhelming strangeness of it all. Until that night, I would have sworn on everything I hold dear that the paranormal was a fiction. But I saw a ghost. I would take a polygraph without a second's hesitation. I saw it with my own sober, 65-year-old eyes. I can only pray it was that poor, unfortunate soul, forever walking that lonely road. The experience has left me fundamentally shaken. If this story has resonated with you, sent a shiver down your spine, please consider supporting our community. Subscribe to Void Whisper Stories for more journeys into the unknown. I'm Daniel Kristen. Thank you for listening. And remember, the void has many whispers. You only need to listen.